Hello, and welcome to Selena Says Stretch. We're here by the lake again today, and we're going to work on some moves here on the ground. So grab your supplies. I've got my mat, I've got my folded blanket to elevate my hips for the seated poses, and no standing today, so we're going to be working completely from here. So choose your spot, grab your supplies, and welcome. I'm in a cross-legged position to begin, but you can sit any way that feels right for you. We're just going to begin today warming up the breath, warming up the spine gently, and then we will be moving into a little bit more for the hips and the back. So to begin, find your nice seated position, pulling that little extra out from underneath you if you need to, so you're balanced and stable on your sit bones. Nice good posture, shoulders down away from the ears, roll them around if you need to. Eyes opened or closed as you begin to find your focus. Set your intention for today's lesson and connect with your breathing. Eyes opened or closed, whatever feels right to you today. And work on letting that breath start down deep at the bottom of the lungs and work its way up. Your exhale starts at the top and works its way down. Remembering to get into the sides and the back of your lungs, so you're really oxygenating your body. For those of you on a weight loss journey, it takes oxygen to burn fat, so nice deep breathing. See those fat cells dying off. So focus on your breath, warming up the body, setting that intention that we're about to get ready to move. We're going to warm up the spine starting in the neck. That's our cervical spine. So on an exhale, chin will lower down to the chest. On an inhale, head will lift. Exhale, forehead to the sky. Let's go back and forth between these two moves, working with your breath. Use your own timing. If you find a spot that feels good, stay there and enjoy. One more time in this up and down motion before we change. Once you're back to neutral, we're going to just move from side to side. So as you exhale, chin comes over shoulder. Inhale as you sweep across the front. Exhale over to the other side. Again, back and forth between these two moves. Let's hit each side one more time. Returning back to neutral. Change the legs here if you need to, and we're just going to start to warm up the hips and the back with a very simple circle rotation with the body. So choose your arm and leg position, and then imagining your spine, we're just going to start to pivot around that tailbone. You're just rolling around in one direction. Always start small and build. Keeping your breath flowing as you move. Wrapping up circles. We're going to change direction, so circle around the other way. Notice how the sensations may have changed when you change directions. One more time around. Moving back to the start. Let's release the legs. So from wherever you are, let's straighten them out in front. You may want to massage, let those knees get loose before we move into our next position. And when you're ready, we're going to start with a one-legged forward bend. So we're going to keep the right leg straight. We're going to bend that left foot in. Your foot can be anywhere along the lines of this leg. And your leg can be pointing out straight in front of you. That's going to be more of a hamstring focus. Or you can angle the leg out, the straight leg out towards the edge of your mat to get a little more into the hip and the back. So you have two options here. You can change it up each time you follow this video. I'm choosing the hip and back option today. So from here, let's bring the hands into prayer. With an inhale, we're reaching right up through the center. As you exhale, we're folding forward over that straight leg. I'm going to let the hands drop wherever they get to. That's not important. This connection between your belly and thigh is where our focus is. So try to square off the shoulders instead of being tilted. Try to level the shoulders. So I want you to create a good form as you learn your practice. And the depth and the flexibility will come in time with your good form. So we have one hand on each side of the leg. To get a little bit more into the hips and low backs, we can take this left arm and cross it over the right leg. This changes the way the muscles are stretching, a little bit of a cross-body stretch. Many of us exercise in a completely front-to-back motion, so these lateral movements can feel really nice and they can be much needed. So continue to breathe and relax into your stretch. We're staying here a little longer, letting the stretch get past the muscles and into the ligaments, the tendons, and the myofascial tissue. That's where we normally hold our stress and pain, is in that myofascial tissue. If you need to take a break, go ahead and lift up and come back and join us when you're ready. We'll just be here for a few more breaths, nothing super long. So try to hang out if you can. We never want to push into pain or injury or danger, but you do want to try to progress at least one breath beyond where you think you can go, assuming no danger is happening. Let's just walk the hands up the leg. Legs stay the same. Let's bring those hands behind us for a little back bend to counterbalance that. Lifting off the hands. We're going to switch the legs and go on to side two. So let's stretch out that left leg. Fold in the right. Choosing that foot position so this right knee feels comfortable. And choosing the left leg position, straight out in front for a hamstring stretch, or angled to the side of your mat for more of a hip and back focus. You're still getting hamstring, but you're also adding in a little bit extra in those other areas. So, squaring the shoulders over the legs, hands into prayer. Inhale, reaching tall. On the exhale, start your fold. Just release the hands whenever you're ready. And they can come anywhere on the floor, on your leg, wherever they reach is fine. Create that belly and thigh connection to enhance your forward fold. And again, we're staying here for a little longer than usual. So lift up and take a break if you need to, and rejoin us when and if it feels right. So to get even a little more into that right hip, we can cross that right hand over the left ankle. And that cross may be up here by the knee, on the shin, at the ankle, wherever your limbs are reaching. And just surrender to the breath. Let the stretch happen. We're not forcing anything. We're not pulling on the foot. We're just surrendering to gravity, surrendering to the breath. And let the two of those things create that space in our body. Deep breathing in and out while we release any tension. Again, we're working beyond the muscles. Your body doesn't even know you're stretching for the first 20 or 30 seconds. It just thinks you're moving. So if you're working on flexibility, you want to hold your moves for at least 30 seconds. Typically, once you get beyond that minute, Then we get into the tendons, the ligaments, and the myofascial, where we get a deeper release. And that's our goal with this move today. We're getting a little deeper. We're not getting aggressive, we're just staying here longer for a change in the stretch, for it to be effective in some different areas. So again, if you need a break, feel free to take one as we stay here for a few more breathing rounds. Just feeling that space creating in the body. One more breath, and then walk the hands back in, lift yourself back up. Legs stay the same as we bring the hands behind us for that back bend counter stretch. Lifting off of the hands, straightening the legs as we let the knees release. We'll get ready to move on to some more stretches. So we're going to move into a twist from here. So right leg stays straight out in front of us. Left foot's going to bend in, foot to the inside of the leg or crossed over. Now if this left hip lifted, you want to bring the foot back. We want our hips to stay anchored, and we want to hug the leg into the chest. Now you can feel this stretch into the left hip, especially if you have the leg crossed, and this may be enough of a move for you. If you want to add some twist to the spine, we're going to start twisting to the left, start at the bottom and work your way up. You may want to hug the leg with your arms for support, or this left hand may need to be behind you to help keep you uplifted. So remembering to breathe as you twist. And don't worry, we're not staying here as long as we did in the forward fold. Just counterbalancing, moving the spine. And you can feel free to turn your head and let it follow along with the neck and the spine turning to the left. And let's rotate back to the front. Keeping this leg in this position, let's just hug that leg up into the chest. This may be a little challenging on the knee, so if it's so, just let the leg lower or open the fold up a little bit. Or if it doesn't feel right, just leave this part out. I'm just cradling the leg, just creating a very simple and gentle stretch. Let's go ahead and release that left side, extending the left leg, releasing that knee before we move into a twist on the other side. So our left leg stays straight and our right foot bends to the inside or crossed over. Remember, we want to keep that hip anchored. So choosing your position and sitting tall, pulling the belly into the thigh. Again, this may be enough of a stretch for you, maybe feeling that here in the right. If you want to create your twist, create your good posture, attach your thoughts with your breath as you create your movement, twisting on the exhale and checking your posture on the inhale. Turning your head when and if it feels right so that you get that twist all the way up through the cervical spine. I'm hearing a lot of nice cracking and popping, which lets me know my body is grateful for the stretch. Just make sure those little pops are not causing you any pain. It's typically just gas releasing from the joints. And let's rotate back to the front. And again, if it's right for you, let's go ahead and cradle this leg into the body. Just a gentle stretch for the knee and the hip, and then cross the low back. Nothing real aggressive. Just giving our body some movements it doesn't experience on the regular. You can release this leg when you're ready. Let's take a big cleansing breath here in the middle. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling back down. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling back down. One more time. This time when we bring the hands down, we're moving into a new pose. So listen. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands float down. We're going to move them behind you again for a little back bend. If it feels okay, point the fingers into the hips. Or just do what feels right for your wrist. This is the safest position for the shoulders, but work with your body. So you have a few options here. So level 1, we can just press into the hands, lift the chest, simple back bend. Hold it and breathe. Level 3, if you want to work harder, is a reverse plank, lifting the hips off the mat. Or level 2, which is where I'm going to stay, we're going to bend the knees, reverse tabletop. All 3 of these moves are giving you the same benefits, so choose the one that works for you. Release the hips back to the mat if they're not already there. Release the legs, lift off of the hands. Go ahead and roll those wrists around. Roll the other way. Now we're going to bring the legs into the butterfly position. We've had each leg singularly in this position. Now we're going to hit them both together for a little bit of a deeper inner hip stretch. So from here, we're going to sit tall. Watch that posture, shoulders drop down. This may be all the stretch you need, or if you want to, start to fold forward. Now we're not going down, we're coming forward. So that light from your heart is shining up and out, right out towards me. And I'm going to give you some options here to play around with. You may want to angle off to one side. So think about that for a minute, and I'm going to walk you through some timing if you choose to do that. So I'll remind you when to switch sides. So pick a side. It doesn't have to be the side as me if you're using the option, and you certainly don't have to. We're going to really think about the breath here. Now I am folding over to the left, so I'm feeling this intensely in the top of my right hip. You may feel it in the same place or you may not, but as you're breathing, pull the inhale to that tension and let the exhale create some release. Whatever position you're in, whether you're straight or angled, we're going to continue breathing. And if you're folded to one side, we're going to slowly move over to the other side. If you're folded straight down through the center and you want to take a break, now would be a good time to do that. And you can rejoin us whenever it feels good. Or you can wait until we're complete. So if you're with me, we're over on the other side. So now I'm angled over to the right and I'm feeling the stretch in my upper left hip. This is hitting into those muscles that typically are causing back pain if you sit a lot. So this is just one of the moves that will get into that area. So we're taking a few more breaths here. If you're on an angle, we're going to move back to center. And we're going to stay here just for a few more breaths to make sure we're balanced. One more breath. And we're all going to lift out, coming back to center. Nice big cleansing breath here. Big inhale, reaching up. Exhale and release. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale and down. One more time. This time on the exhale, we're changing the stretch. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and down. Left arm's going to stay down. Right arm's going to reach up as we create a side bend. If you need to change the legs, don't be afraid to do so. And we're going to change to the other side. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, swap the arms. Inhale, create your posture. Exhale, and fold to the other side. You're breathing as you're holding the stretch. We never hold our breath in yoga. So if you hear your instructor say hold, we are talking about the body, not the breath. Inhaling, back to center. We're going to create a simple twist. If you can, keep the legs in this position, or whatever leg position you have is fine. We're just going to rotate to one side. And change. One more time to each side. Our aim here is to be balanced in our twist from left to right. I've done a twist to each side twice. So when you're balanced, let's rotate back to center. Changing the legs again if you need. We're going to close out with one neck stretch and a final cleansing breath. So when you're ready, just imagine a circle above your head like a halo. And you're going to just take the top of your head and trace around that imaginary circle. Releasing any tension we created in the neck and shoulders. One more time this direction as we rotate the other way. One more time. And we'll close with one big clearing breath. Make this your biggest one today. If you're using arms, let's reach up. Gather that energy. Pulling it back down to the heart. I say namaste. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe and hit those notifications so you don't miss the next video drop. I appreciate you. Go in peace.